What if your most secure systems have a hidden backdoor? And what if the very AI you're adopting is what's holding it open? Today we're exploring a security flaw that isn't about who gets in, but when they should have been kicked out. It's a problem that's hiding in plain sight, where everything looks perfectly fine, right up until it's a complete disaster.
So, just picture this for a second. An automated AI agent connects to one of your most critical systems. It authenticates, no problem. Its token, totally valid. Its role is approved for the job it's doing. I mean, this is the kind of thing that makes your security dashboard light up with green check marks. Everything looks perfect. And yet, that action should have been blocked. So if every single credential checks out, what could possibly be wrong? This is the central paradox we're unpacking today. This dangerous gap that exists between an identity being authenticated and an action being authorized at the exact right moment.
See, the problem isn't about identity. It's not a question of who. The real failure, the one that traditional security systems are completely blind to, is a question of when. The danger lies in access that was once correct, but is now dangerously, silently out of date.
And this is really where the old world of security just smacks right into the new one. Traditional identity and access management, IAM, it basically just asks, who are you at the door? It makes a one-time, static decision. But AI agents, they're a completely different beast. They're constantly active, which makes them a moving target. And that means our security needs to be constantly asking, is this access still valid right now?
The old way of thinking just assumed that an approval given at 9 a.m. is still perfectly safe at 3 p.m. But in a dynamic, agent-driven world, that's a really dangerous bet to make. Access permissions get stale fast, and stale access creates the exact kind of risk that leads to catastrophic breaches. So, if the old question is failing us, it's time for a new one. And this isn't just some small tweak. It's a fundamental shift in how we think about security, moving from a single checkpoint at the front door to a continuous conversation with everything inside. So let's be crystal clear on what we're talking about. Static authorization is what most systems still rely on. It's kind of like the bouncer at the club who checks your ID once when you walk in. Once you're in, you're in. They are not checking on you again.
Continuous authorization, on the other hand, is like having a dedicated security guard with you all night, evaluating every single move you make, based on the current situation. It's constantly asking, given everything we know, should this specific action happen at this exact moment? It's a much, much harder question to answer, but in the age of AI, it's really the only one that matters.
Okay, let's take this out of theory and put it into reality. What does this actually look like when a security incident is unfolding and the pressure is really on?
Let's look at how a system built on continuous authorization, and we use the platform SGNL as our example, handles a classic on-call engineer scenario. An alert fires. In the old world, the engineer pages a manager, explains the situation, and then just waits for manual approval. With a continuous system, though, policy connects the dots automatically. The live PagerDuty alert and the open Jira ticket, boom. Temporary, just-in-time access is granted instantly. And here's the magic. The moment that Jira ticket is closed, the access just vanishes. No human intervention, no lingering risk.
And that cleanup part is everything. In the old world, an engineer might get 24 hours of privileged access, just in case. Just think about that for a second. A 24-hour open door, long after the emergency's over. The new model slams that door shut, shrinking the risk window from hours and hours down to the exact seconds it was needed.
So what is this technology really? Is it trying to come in and replace her entire identity platform? Well, the answer is a very clear no, and that distinction is absolutely critical.
A system like SGNL isn't trying to replace your existing identity infrastructure, not at all. Instead, it acts as a specialized, intelligent control layer on top of it. Its only job is to provide that continuous, real-time evaluation that your existing tools are missing. It doesn't replace them, it makes them smarter.
So, how does it work? Well, think of it like a constant feedback loop. It's always watching for changing signals, a new risk alert, a strange agent behavior, a closed support ticket, and it's reevaluating access right in the middle of a session. It's not just checking your ID at the door, it's making sure you're still supposed to be here with every single step you take.
And listen, this isn't just some niche idea. The industry is waking up to this new reality. In fact, cybersecurity giant CrowdStrike recently announced it's acquiring SGNL.
That is a massive vote of confidence that this continuous approach isn't just the future of security, it's the required standard for the age of AI.
So all of this really brings us to the most important part of our discussion. If you're a security leader, it's time to ask some tough questions about whether your own organization is truly ready for this new world.
First question, can you intervene in real time? If an AI agent starts going off the rails, can you pull its privileges while it's happening, or are you just stuck waiting for the damage report to tell you what went wrong later? Second, are your security decisions based on fresh data? Does your authorization reflect the risk landscape as it exists right this second? Or is it running on a static approval that was granted hours, maybe even days ago?
And finally, this is the ultimate question. Who is really in control? When an autonomous agent with the keys to the kingdom goes rogue, who has the kill switch? Who can pull the plug right now? If you can't answer that instantly, you've got a critical gap in your defenses.
Ultimately, this all comes down to a simple, powerful idea. You can talk about zero trust and security philosophy all day long, but what really matters is enforcement in the real world, at machine speed. As AI agents become the new backbone of our infrastructure, enforcing reality isn't just a good idea, it's the only thing that will keep us safe. The real question is your security living in the past, or is it ready for right now?